Hi, Rika here, and today I want to share with you the power of stepping into a higher level of consciousness. And during this video, I'm going to take you through a process that's going to do that so you can begin to feel the absolute exhilaration, the joy, and the freedom of what higher consciousness offers. So Albert Einstein said, you can't solve a problem with the same thinking that you used when you created the problem in the first place, right? So the same frequency is not the solution. Okay, so just take a breath and breathe that in. And how many of you guys have tried to think about your problems to try to solve them, or try to understand them in order to solve them, or try to figure it out in order to solve them? And you notice you end up kind of in the same frequency and in the same problem. Well, that's because you can't solve the problems that are going on in your life from the thoughts and the feelings and the energies that you used when you created the problem in the first place. Does that make sense? Yeah, so take a breath and just breathe that in. So right now, think about something in your life that you would really like to shift, that feels like a problem. It could be something going on in your body. Could be something going on in your love relationship, fighting with your partner. Could be something going on in your business or your financial flows. So just feel into that, and let's go ahead and bring that problem up into the space. Yeah, that's it. Now, I just want you to just sit here and kind of witness the frequency of that problem. Yeah, it feels heavy, doesn't it? Yeah, feels sticky, feels dense. Okay, so now we've got to bring you into a higher level of consciousness so that we can dissolve the energy of that, because everything is frequency and everything responds to frequency. Okay, so everything is made of energy. You're made of energy. Everything's made of energy, and everything responds to energy. So again, if we interact with that frequency of density, of heaviness, then we're going to get more density and heaviness, which is going to create same or similar problems. Yeah, you're getting it on a big level. Okay. So step one is to move more into an observation space, because we can't leave our problems if we're attached to them. We can't leave the dimension in which they exist and travel to a dimension where they don't exist if we're still connected to the problem. It's like you're a rocket ship and you're trying to take off, but your feet are, tied to the ground. Okay, so take a breath and go ahead and say, I now invoke the observer I am. Good. Take a breath, breathing that in. Just moving back into that observation space. We're going to do 2 more layers. I now invoke the observer of the observer I am. Breathing that in. Whoo, good. And 1 more. I now invoke the observer of the observer of the observer I am. And letting go into full witness. Asking Archangel Michael to cut all cords and attachments, release all Klingons and entities, and go ahead and say, I am free, I am free, I am free, I get to choose, I get to choose, I get to choose. Good, and I choose a higher level of consciousness. Okay, now we're going to use something called directional awareness. So go ahead and bring your awareness up, 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 and go ahead and say, I now invoke the highest level of consciousness I am. There you go. And then sense where that is activating within your being, and then head up there with your awareness. All the way up, 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 up. Yeah, there we go. Even further. There we go. Even further, even further, even further. There you go. Now take a breath and breathe this into your spiritual body. There we go, and through your spiritual feet. Woo. Good, and another breath into your spiritual body. Woo. Through your spiritual feet. Woo. That's it, and another breath up, 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 moving your awareness into observing from that higher consciousness dimension. There you go. Can you feel that? And it almost feels like your brain is not necessarily in the dense physical body. It's like your brain is now your higher mind that's now aware from this higher level of consciousness. There we go. And just soften, breathing that into your spiritual body. Don't worry about your physical body. It will receive this higher vibration. That's it. Breathing that in and breathing that through. And go ahead and say, I am free. I am free. I am free. Yeah, I am free to observe from the dimension of higher consciousness of my choice. There you go. Breathing that in. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now, woo, take a breath, breathing that light through from this higher observer space, woo, down through your physical body, and send all that higher consciousness through those lower vibrations, untangling, unwinding, and undoing them because they are not real. So we're unlocking your energy from those lower dimensions. Go ahead and say, I get to choose, whoo, and I choose to see my relationship from this perspective. I get to choose, whoo, and I get to see my health from this perspective. Whoo, good. I get to choose, and I get to choose to see and observe my money and business from this higher perspective. There you go. So now you're developing your higher consciousness mind, your higher consciousness way of being, way of functioning, and way of being in relationship to your life. And how do you feel? Better, right? Yes. Okay. So higher consciousness is the absolute answer. And it is within you. You are a multi-dimensional being. You can observe from any perspective, right? And any level of higher consciousness. And so as you observe from the higher consciousness, we know that the observer changes the molecules of what's being observed. So from there, you are the bringer of the life that you love. And just imagine if the whole world was living in this higher consciousness. Now, this is my mission on earth. I know that this is your mission as well. And because of our culminated mission of bringing this higher consciousness in, I was guided to bring forth Uniting in Higher Consciousness Symposium. Okay, where you will join me and 12 world-renowned speakers to bring you into a higher level of consciousness so that you can embrace the freedom, the joy, and the magic that you came here to be. And so our kickoff event is the 23rd on Thursday, the 24th, 25th, 26th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You will get to experience all of these transformational leaders bringing you into a higher level of consciousness. And guess what? It's all free. So you can go to unitinginhigherconsciousness.com, and it is absolutely my honor and my privilege to get to bring this to you and through you onto earth. Come join us and unite in a higher level of consciousness for you, for your family and community, and for the world. See you all very soon.